All right, what I see here on my inspection, you see how wet the plug is? That shiny spot, that's wetness, that's fuel, so that's a misfire. If there's not a little explosion inside the motor, because it's internal combustion motor, it's not gonna fire. So the plugs are wet, that means you're not getting no combustion, no explosion. See how they're wet?
Yeah.
No explosion. Otherwise it'd be dry.
So what that
It's like
mean?
lighting a match in an area, go poof. It would be dry, right? It wouldn't be wet. That's gas. So it's looking more and more like you have a bad motor on this. I'm gonna do one more test and we'll be done. All right, we know our injectors are firing because it's wet. We know it's getting a spark, and we know we got a new spark plug. And I found the other day, and there's got a gap on it. So that means the spark can jump. If that was closed up right there, if I squeeze that to that tip, it'd be a misfire too. Everything's looking good so far. Okay? All right, guys, the last test is going to be a compression test. All right, I want to see 120 pounds on there. I want to see at least 120 pounds. That means you got good compression. That piston is squeezing that air really, 120 pounds worth. All right? It won't start. The engine will not start if it's 95 or below. It's considered a bad motor. Not enough compression for combustion. That makes sense, right?
Yeah.
All right, let's crank it up. This will seal up the spark plug hole. That's why I'm pressing down on it. All right, we automatically got a bad motor. All right, shut it down. Well, it's not necessarily a bad motor. So she told you right. But the problem is you have 60 pounds on there. So what's going on is that piston is not squeezing enough air together to get a good boom and an explosion. So that's what's happening. So you need a head job. A head job, you don't necessarily need a new motor, but you do have to get at least a head job done. And then your car will be running good again. You got a good deal on this, right?
$400.
I'm your man. Let's get it done, man.
What a head job will count?
I don't know. I'll pull it up, but it's not gonna be that bad. I've done one of these. One of these is on YouTube. I did one of these on YouTube.
Okay.
So, yeah, it's not that bad. Okay, to make this easier for you to understand, this is an 8-cylinder motor, but since you're misfiring on number 7 and you're misfiring on number 4, now you have a 6-cylinder motor. Those are the only cylinders that are actually getting compression and getting fuel and getting spark. You know, the 3 things you need for an explosion, so to speak, combustion, okay? So now this is a 6-cylinder motor, misfire on number 7, misfire on number 4, okay? 2 minus 8 is 6, 6-cylinder motor. So now we're gonna remove a spark plug, and we're going to do a compression test. Just like the Accent, the spark plug is wet. You guys can see that. The spark plug is wet, all right? So we're not getting any compression more than likely. But let me go ahead and get the compression gauge on there, and we'll see for sure. Don't guess, test. Right, see what we got. We got 150 pounds. That's good. All right, so far we found out we did have good compression on those misfiring cylinders. We had injection pulse, we had spark, so I'm figuring we have some fouled out plugs. It is doing something a little bit weird, and I'll explain a little bit later. He's got a push button down here. All right, that's much better. All right, let's get back on scan tool. The motor's not shaking as bad as it was, as you see that. Let's go on to the data stream, engine data, misfire data, and we'll go ahead and check all the cylinders. We'll check them all, 1 through 8. So we're going to change the rest of these out of the air. This one, and this one. That's going to be 1, 3, and 6. 6 is misfiring. All right, it runs a hell of a lot better. So let's change them plugs out. We'll give it another shot. Let's start this bad boy up. It's hot out here today. All right. Sounds pretty good. Oh yeah. Let's check it.